So I'd be interested to see what type of coach you are, what stereotype. Man, have you seen this coach? It's hilarious. I wouldn't be this, but this guy is so insulting to some of his baseball players, but it's funny. Have you seen the Instagram of that dude? He'll walk out on the mound. Have you seen it?
Is it the one after the game? He says that was the worst game that I've ever seen.
But they're still They're still playing. He'll walk out. Guys, I think we're going to add something like Rogan is. We're going to put a TV or something up. We had one in the old studio, so we can play it. And he'll say stuff real calm.
Yeah.
He'll walk out, and I'm going to get it wrong. He'll be like, guys, like things that are inappropriate that a coach wouldn't even be doing. But let's just say the kid's name's like Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Sean, I came to the game with 30 beers in my cooler, and it's only the second inning, and I only have 2 left. If we don't wrap this game up by the time I'm done with my 2 beers, you're never going to pitch again. Like, he'll just say stuff like that. He's not laughing, but it's some of the big – and he's saying – and I'm like, what? Have you guys seen this guy? Oh, it's so –
I haven't seen him. I'm going to find him after today.
And there's some things he says about other stuff, too, about – like when the strip club closes, and if we don't get this game with soon, I'm not going to be able to go.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. Are you that?
I'm gonna have to find. I'm not that. I'm not that coach. I couldn't be like that.
What type of coach are you for those 7th graders, man?
I would say, I don't think I have one particular style. Our OC, he would say I'm a nice coach for sure. Coach Kevin Connor. I would say, man, I try to be a motivator. I joke around with the kids a lot. We have fun at practice. I can get fiery at times.
What makes you fiery?
Sure. It sounds funny, but when the kids aren't really listening, but not necessarily not listening to what, like me, like, hey, walk over there, do this, do that. But when I'm trying to explain like different techniques to them that I may think are simple, but it's like they're not grasping it. But I tell them that's my job as your coach, to help you, understand this. So things like that get me fiery. Or in the game, if like they're not playing as aggressive as I want them to play, or as I feel like they should play, I'm like, come on, man. Like, you gotta.
What's the meanest thing that Coach Will said? Are you Coach Will?
Yeah, they call me Coach Clarke, Coach Will.
Coach Clarke,
yeah,
ooh, that's
Coach
serious.
Clarke. Yeah, Coach Clarke.
Okay.
It's funny.
Are you allowed to say here the meanest thing that Coach Clarke has said, or are we going to leave that for another time?
To be honest, I don't think I've said anything mean to any of the kids yet. I haven't.
I bet one or two of them thought it's mean.
Well, for sure, absolutely. So I had in the beginning of the season, I had a no cursing clause with the kids. Every time I cursed, I owed them 5 push-ups. So we played against Bryant Station down in Georgetown 3 weeks ago. And during that game, I think I owed them like 95 push-ups. But bear with me. I owed them 95 push-ups. Then I told them I would, pay my debt. So in practice, I'm knocking out like 20 here, that, and there. So the next game, I was like, you know what, guys? It's ended. The clause is over. Because I was like, until you guys are doing what you're supposed to, and they're not bad kids at all. I love all the kids on the team, especially, all of our linemen. They're a funny, good group of kids. They're hilarious. But
the passion's there.
But yeah, I had to end it. Because one may slip here and there, and I'm like, I'm not doing push-ups. So if you can't do that right, I'm not going to do push-ups.
Oh, that's some role reversal on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to do this to Coach. He's getting older.
Yeah.
Because when you did sack that guy in the XFL championship, you did some push-ups right there.
Yeah.
How's that go over for the other team? What do the offensive linemen think about something like that? Is that kind of like showboat when you hit a home run, slowly walking to first?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm very different. I tell the kids too. I'm different on the field than I am off the field, and it took me some time to get there, and I'm trying to tell that to them, but they're in 7th grade. But when I'm on the field, I look at myself as like the enforcer. I enforce more than being enforced on, I guess you could say. I don't know the reversal for that word, but yeah. So like, quick backstory: we played DC earlier that season. Earlier that year. Not too many weeks before, and like DC, they just talked a lot. They talked a lot, respectfully so. They were undefeated, but they thought that they were better than what they were, And I think the entire league thought that they were better than what they were. And I was like, man, like, we're going to, like, show them. But I kept telling the guys, like, oh, you're too little, too small. Like, because in the run game, I like to look at myself as a bully. So, like, I try to eliminate them from even running to my side. And then if they do, they hear about it as I'm slamming them or their tight end or their running back on the ground. But
you're smiling.
Yeah, because it's fun. I love it. I love it. But no.
So they're talking.
Yeah, so
everybody
like,
thinks they're better than they are.
Oh, they're talking. I mean, even Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, he had a video come out the week of the championship, and he's in this Iron Paradise. He's working out, and he has on a DC Defender shirt. So we're thinking, oh, okay, you know, he's wearing the Defender shirt today, and then he'll do another workout wearing the Renegade shirt. Well, it never happened. He never wore a Renegade shirt. So we're like, damn, y'all really think that? Like, now, mind you, our record was, you know, bad, and we were winning and losing and all that. We were inconsistent. So, I mean, who would think? But we just took it as so much disrespect. We're like, y'all really sitting here thinking that we're about to get, like, trashed by DC. So we had a chip on our shoulder. Me in particular, I call it flexing on him. I had to do some push-ups, flex on him. Me and my boy Willie. I was trying to get Willie to do push-ups, but Willie's mild-mannered. He's young. Willie's like 23. He's not there yet. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to get him there. My boy Ed Robinson, he would have did it, though. We call him the Cap, or TJ. They would have did it, too. But
so chip on the shoulder really matters.
Yeah. I think so.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And all that stuff that we hear in the media about if somebody's slighted, do teams really try to fire that up, to try to make that be a difference maker in the locker room?
I think some coaches do. But we talked about that killer instinct. Mm-hmm. Some guys, you don't need that. Like yes, we had that chip on our shoulder, but I didn't need that chip on our shoulder. You know, I was telling the guys before, like, look, they beat us before. Do y'all want to be the only team that's playing right now, getting beat on again, or do you want to do something about it? And we just took that and ran with it. But I think some coaches, yeah, they use it. We call it bulletin board material. I'm sure you heard of that term before. Some teams, some ball clubs, they call it bulletin board material. They use that. But some coaches, like what I like to believe, I've never been coached by him, but a Bill Belichick, he has killers on his team, you know, or raises them up to be killers in the way of football. You know, those guys, they already have it, you know. Like Tom, he already had it. Tom was going to do you in with us three playing wide receiver or with Randy Moss and Julian Edelman. You know what I mean?
Guys.
Like, so,
I mean, he had short little guys my height, like these Wes Welkers and guys like that. He turned them into stars. Mm-hmm. Like, they had talent, but he turned them into stars. Mm-hmm. If they had another quarterback, they probably wouldn't have become that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe they would have.
Well, you never know. I think Julian Edelman for sure.
Well, he's a beast, wasn't he?
He's just killer instinct. He has a killer instinct.
You see it in his eyes, man. Mm-hmm. You just see it.
Killer instinct.
Man, and there's something, too, about you combine that with a dude with a square jaw, and it's like something about it just looks evil, man.
Yeah. Then he grows a beard out.
Yeah.
You know, you're like.
It's like, dude, he was probably, I don't know, he was probably 5'9" or 5'10". Mm-hmm. I'm assuming.
He's not a big guy at all.
Right?
Not a big guy at all.
But he wanted to hit everybody. I mean, he had some big injuries because of it, probably. Because
absolutely.
You're going to meet some 6'3" linebacker, man, coming across the middle at like 235.
Oh, for sure.
And his body parts are going to take some hurting.
Yeah, we call it getting got. You're going to get got sometimes. Sometimes they're going to get you, but man, it happens.
And those guys that come across the middle, man, they just almost have like a death warrant, man. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And they're just going into war, man. I think that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
What'd you like about playing high level sports? It just happened to be football for you. What'd you like? What'd that do for you?
So I'll say on the field and then off the field. So the on the field version I liked was being able to live out my dream, you know, as a kid. I remember, so I was a Pittsburgh kid, grew up in Pittsburgh, but it was funny playing for the Bengals. I wasn't a fan of the Steelers. Like playing against them, it wasn't like, oh my goodness, we're playing against. I was like, oh yeah, everybody from home is watching. We're about to do these guys in. But seeing guys like Peyton Manning or Troy Polamalu, I think he retired that year. But Peyton Manning, you know, when he was with Denver, Tom Brady, all these guys that, you know, you seen when you were younger, and you may have had their posters or may have played with them on Madden, seeing them, you know, like in person or maybe tackling them or sacking them, things like that. You know, I think that was one of the coolest things, and just the atmosphere, you know, the group of guys and the level of seriousness that you need to like focus. It taught me so much just about life. And then off the field, I would say the best thing about making it pro is being able to help others, you know, being able to be that inspiration to kids. Because I don't look at myself to be like a celebrity at all, but I think it's kind of cool when other kids are like, hey, I know you, or, you know, they may not like me because I play in the NFL, but it gives them a little bit more incentive, you know, to want to hang around, or like I can do something for a family around the holidays, or, you know, bring my family together during the holiday, you know, just different things like that.